also our staff and our school year. We celebrate with our 8th graders. You are now into a new season of life. And I just want to again thank you all and give you a big congratulations, 8th graders. We're going to miss you. My prayer to all 8th graders is that God will take you on paths that you cannot imagine. That there are things up there for you that you can't even see or know at this point in time. So I praise God for each of you. I thank you that you will have a successful life and that you've had your foundation here at the New Testament. It's a great privilege that we put a little bit of our imprint on you. And now you go forth to have people put imprints on you. More importantly, I want you all to leave your own imprints and your own legacy. So I wish you all the best, and we're going to miss you. But praise God for you. And thank you, 8th grade parents, for all you've done for us. I want to also salute our valedictorian and salutatorian this morning. Congratulations, Amir and IGL. Great job. For our K-5, our little K-5, you also have a new season. You're going forth to first grade next year, and they are a very special group. Some very bright students in our K-5 class, and I'm very proud of you all, too, this year. And this class especially, I have to make this note, this class especially, they're very alert and very cognizant of what's going on. This day, a year ago, I was preparing to bury my mother. And the first grade class, she had a necklace on, a pendant, has a picture of my mother on here. And they would always, this class particularly, would always ask, Miss Childs, who is that? I said, my mother. They said, did she die? I said, yes. Since that time, everyone in that class at some point would always say, Miss Childs, do you miss your mom? She's in heaven. She's okay, Miss Childs. You look like her, Miss Childs. She's pretty, Miss Childs. You're going to be with her one day. That's really amazing to me. That 5-year-olds ministered to me in my morning. And I mean that. That's a blessing. Particularly Mason would always say, Miss Childs, she's pretty. So I thank you, Mason, for always making that comment. Josiah said it oftentimes. So I can say that K-5 class, they ministered to the administrator. And that's why we know that as administrators, we learn from your children. We do. They teach us and we teach them, but I thank them especially for that, because for me it was a tough year to do that, and God gave me grace to come back, and because of the children, that they smiled and stood with me as well as my staff. So I praise God for our K-5 and wish you all the best for next year. I shared last 2 weeks ago, this is just a peek, a preview I gave to our students of my vision for the remaining years that I'm here, whatever that might be. I gave them a preview of what Ms. Child's vision is for this school, for the academy. And I'll share more next year with parents and students. But I really, as I sit back some days and just take a balcony view of the school, I have to go up top and step out of it for a second and take a balcony view of the school. I sit back and say, Donna, what do you really want this school to do and be before you leave here? Because I believe the legacy here that our students have catapulted, they are succeeding and successful. And I was glad to hear that we have 4 of our former students who are now at National Honor Societies and different schools across the city, Pius and Wisconsin Lutheran. But I really, as a sneak preview, I really envision our students competing with students from university school, from Pius, being able to go into those high schools and knock them out. Coming in, being on honor roll, knowing different things. I envision our students being able to manage STEM, and I think Ms. Todd and Dr. Peoples bringing STEM to our schools, science, technology, engineering, and math, where they were actually programming and coding robots to kick up a soccer ball. We have that going on here at our school. That's a great thing. We have that going on here. And so I envision our students, and this is the last one, I'll give you 2 more actually. The second last one, and you gotta help me with this. I really envision our students coming here excited about learning and not being ashamed to get an A. We have some older students who are ashamed to get A's. I was loving A's when I was in high school, getting them in middle school. We need to recondition our students that it's great to be successful. It's great to get an A, to get 100%. I envision our students competing against each other, wanting to succeed and do well, and be happy about that, be proud about that. And so I need your help with that. The last vision I gave, which is very simple, but I said I envision next year that everybody, whether they're 3, whether they're 13, whether they're my age or your age, everyone that walks into this building, before you say I need or can I get, you say good morning. I want us to greet. I mean, I have people come to me in the morning, and you try to no, say good morning first. How are you? I look in the news every day on the different schools that we see on TV and that we're in contact with. And I really want to challenge all the parents in here and all those who are not here. This summer, can you do 5 things for me? First of all, have your students read, and read some more. But along with the reading, don't stop there. We're going to give to you in your final package next week. There's a sheet that has critical thinking questions on there. When your students read a comic book this summer, or they read a library book this summer, begin to ask them critical and higher-level thinking questions. For example, ask them, okay, compare that story to the story you read yesterday. Ask them, predict the ending. So close the book before the last page, and ask your child, what do you think the ending is going to be? From what you've read thus far, what will the end of the story be? Ask your child why questions about the story, whatever they might read. Ask them to retell the story to you or to have sequence of events. That's where our students are in Singapore, in China, and everywhere else. They don't only not just read, they can tell you about the story and give you higher level thinking. That's where we're going. If you want your child to go there, you have to begin to ask deeper questions and higher level questions and read even small books. I need your help to do that. Secondly, we have standardized tests. In your packet, you have some terms of standardized test terms that you must know, or they must know for tests. When you see the word sum, school, what does the word sum mean? Very good. Who's that? Very good. All right. They need to know those key words. Many of our students cannot do standardized tests well because there are key words that they can't pick up on. So I'm going to send that list home to you this summer. Please take time and go over that list with your children. Thirdly, please, let's work on our grammar. When I hear the news, I cringe sometimes when I see our professional basketball players and NBA and football players that cannot speak proper grammar. That's a shame. To me, if you've gone to college for 4 years or 1 year, whatever, let's have our students speak in excellence. Fourth, let's increase vocabulary. Take out a dictionary or go online into the online dictionary and just have your child increase their vocabulary. Again, another reason why our students don't do well, I'm talking our meaning this nation, don't do well on standardized tests, the vocabulary for many of our students is this small. There was one test that said, part of the test was defining a word, this was a couple years ago, and the word they used was kayaking. How many of us go kayaking in this room? I don't. So the kids didn't know what the word kayak meant. Had it said boat, they would have answered the question properly. But the word kayak is in a test, and most of our students miss that word because we don't use the word kayak in our common vocabulary, right? So increase our students' vocabulary. Just pick words from the dictionary and increase your child's vocabulary. Maybe a word every 2 weeks, add a new word to your child's vocabulary. The last thing I'll actually do is just to decrease the video games and TV and increase the books. Can you all help me out with that, please? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? The last thing I'll say about that is that many times we show love by buying our students video games and tennis shoes. To me, the way we show love to our children is not to buy the things only, but prepare them to be successful for the next level. That's how you show love, by making sure your child is ready for the next level. And so I'm asking you to help us, and I'm challenging all of us this summer to do that for our students. The last thing I have is very special to me. When I began Hebrew Testament 9 years ago now, I was privileged to inherit some very seasoned and expert educators. I succeeded, as you all know, Elder Joe Kennedy, who is a dear to me, special person, and we miss him very much. He was very much a person who gave me wisdom. But also, I was able to inherit some other individuals who've been to me just a help. And I want to recognize them today. I realize tonight that you may never get a chance again to do this. I may be gone next year. Who knows? So I want to do this today. So I want to recognize 4 people today who are special to me. The first person, Mr. Donald Johnson. Donald Johnson, please come up. When we were in need of a gym teacher and person for the gym because Mr. Davis was ill, he stepped in. He didn't have to. He was retired, way retired. And I brought him out of retirement. I'll say that, right? I bring out retirement. Thank you. And he has been with me now for 3 years. God for him because he's been dutiful, faithful. 6 years, I'm sorry, 6 years, yes, I had wrong math. And he first, most important to me, he walks in excellence. And he shows kind spirits. I just want to thank Mr. Johnson for helping me out, for being a blessing to me. The next person I want to recognize is Mr. Dan Davis. If he's here. Dan Davis again, on day one, I met him back in 2006 when I started. September. And the first thing he said to me is, Ms. Childs, I don't know you, but I'll be here for you. Whatever you need, I'll do it. I'm like, well, I like that answer. I like that response. And he has been a man of his word. He has been here when I've called him. If I needed someone to sub, to step in, to help, just watch the hallways, and he's been faithful in that. And he goes above and beyond. He has given the staff fruit and watermelon and has treated us very dearly. And we love you. He loves golf, so here's a golf trophy of recognition, Mr. Davis. But first and foremost, before I even talk about their academic, they are role models for me. They are truly mentors, and they're women of God whom I admire and respect. At individual times, they have both poured into me and encouraged me. I can't say enough. You don't even know this. Some of you, both of you have said things to me that have really impacted my life and gave me enough energy to go forward the next day. And that means a lot to me, so I really thank you both for that. But also, they have come when a group asked me to sub, they've stepped in, and they're retired like 3, 4, 5 times over again, too. I keep bringing them back out of retirement. One time, we had Mrs. Leisner, who's on maternity leave, and we could not find a sub anywhere that we thought would be competent. And I was like, Jill, I don't really want to call them, they're retired, that'd be a long time, and we just had no other choice. We called them, they both said yes, graciously. And they served that paper class wonderfully. And I just cannot thank you enough. You guys have many, many glitches. And I just, again, praise God for you both as women of God, as my mothers, and also, again, as good educators. So I want to recognize you this morning. This is, it says on here, it's a beautiful, I have a box for you, can say, the Chelsea Christian Academy, NTCA, celebration Johnson for outstanding dedication, commitment, and service, performance excellence, June 2015. This one goes to Claudette O.T. I had learned and still learning it's good to celebrate people at the moment, that moment. Don't wait till next year, don't wait till next week, don't wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow is not promised. And so for Dan, Don, Claudette, and Jimmy, praise God for you and thank you again for all you do. Even though they may be retired, I'm going to call you out again, so keep your phone on, just in case. Again, I thank you all for a wonderful school year. It's 10:15, I promised an hour and a half, and it's been an hour and a half. I love when I'm just right on time. This is Lord, he was timed perfectly. So I'm going to call up Pastor Howard to give closing remarks and benediction. Thank you, parents, for a great year. Please check your emails for updates on the packets are ready, when the report cards are ready, transportation checks, everything else. Email will be the best way I'll communicate with you. Thank you also to our Peace Program members who are here. I see them. Thank you very much for being here. And also just want to finally recognize our council members who are here. Thank you, council members of here. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day, everybody. Blessed summer.